like I said, we have a cool session.
Oh, all right.
It's all right. Sheesh.
Well, if it falls through, I'll hop on.
Okay. I look fat. I hate when you like come on, you look at your, all you see is yourself. Well, hi, Chuck. I don't see that you have a microphone available. Might want to check that. Hi, Jamie.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello.
Chuck, you got to unmute yourself. It looks like you have a microphone now. You're still muted.
Unmute.
Ah, there you are.
I have a question that I meant to ask you. So if you don't mind, I'll just do it publicly.
Yes.
is this the last meeting for Tom and Chuck?
Not a chance.
Yeah, I know. But so we're not scheduled to attend the reorg meeting?
No, you do not have to attend the reorg meeting, but you do have 2 other meetings in December.
Okay. Okay, that's what I needed to know. Thank you.
Yeah. Mhm. Hi, Tom.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. Hi, Nancy.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Oh, good. Took a walk on the beach. Made a coffee. Got a lot of work done today. Oh my God, never stop.
Good
Yeah.
for you. Productive day.
Yeah, really productive. I met with the children in the first grade down in front of Borough Hall this morning, and that was fun. And
So they enjoyed the tour?
yeah, they did. I think they asked a lot of questions. They seemed interested, and it was good.
That's excellent.
Yeah, took about 1 million trips up to the attic. I'm trying, my son's coming from Brussels for Christmas, so I've got to clear out some space
Uh-huh.
so he has a place to sleep. We're gonna quarantine him for a while just to make sure, but he's
Hi,
fine.
Dan.
Hi, hey guys.
How
Hey,
you doing?
Good, how you doing?
All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome. If you're not a member of council, you are on mute. You're going to keep yourself on mute until the council entertains public comment. We will let you know when those public comment periods are. And then if you would like to be heard, you can raise your electronic hand by choosing the participants tab or the more tab at the bottom of your screen. You can raise an electronic hand. And then we can call on you and you'll state your name and address for the record. If you are not on a smartphone, you can also dial star, is it star 6, pound 6? I think it's star 6 on a regular phone to unmute yourself and make yourself be heard for public comment, or you can just raise a physical hand like this in front of the camera and we can call on you for public comment. Nancy, it is 4:02. We have all members of council. If you'd like to call the meeting to order.
okay, it's 4:02 and I'm calling the agenda meeting to order on November the 24th. And I am leading the flag salute. So I'll look at a flag. Okay, I see a flag. Okay, I pledge allegiance
To
to the
the
flag of the United
United
States
States of America,
and
and to
to
the
the republic
Republic,
stand
which it stands,
one
one
nation,
nation,
under
under God,
indivisible,
God, with liberty and
liberty and justice for all. God save the Queen.
I think I screwed it up there a little bit.
That's all
pretty
right, you're
fancy doing
good.
this on
All
my-
right. Pursuant to the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act, both adequate and electronic notice of this meeting has been provided by posting on the bulletin board in the Beach Haven Municipal Building and on the Borough website and mailing the same to the Beach Haven Times, the Asbury Park Press, and the Press of Atlantic City. Mr. Allen,
Here.
Mrs. Baumiller,
Here.
Mr. Lynch,
Here.
Mr. Maskell,
here,
Mayor Davis.
Here,
Today I have ordinance 2020-25C, an ordinance amending an ordinance entitled Code of the Borough of Beach Haven, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, as the same in Chapter 55 pertains to use of beaches. The purpose is to increase fees for daily beach badges, to establish a fee for a senior badge, and to waive fees for beach buggy permits for veterans. Final reading.
this is, because this is final reading, this is open to the public. I'm opening the floor if anybody has any comments regarding the fees for the beach badges.
So
Please
if
raise
you'd like to
your-
make a comment on this particular ordinance, 25C, you can raise an electronic hand. You can raise a physical hand.
I don't see any.
or- We only have 19 on the meeting.
I see nobody's hand up.
Okay.
So I'm closing the floor.
Okay,
Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Okay,
I'll second.
okay.
thanks, Dan. Mr. Allen,
Yes.
Mrs. Baumiller,
Yes.
Mr. Lynch,
Yes.
Mr. Maskell,
yes,
Mayor Davis.
Yes,
Based on the discussion from the last meeting, I did prepare another ordinance for today, 2020-26C, an ordinance amending an ordinance entitled Code of the Borough of Beach Haven, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, as the same in Chapter 55 pertains to use of beaches. It's along the same lines as the one that you just held a public hearing on, but this one is going to modify the date on which the preseason purchases will end. We talked about ending the preseason purchases on the 31st of May and having the regular season prices begin on June 1st. So this is an introduction, first reading, 26C.
and one of the things I think we need to make sure this is well publicized this year so people don't come and get all sad about it.
Yeah,
So, yeah, is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Allen,
Yes.
Mrs. Baumiller,
Yes.
Mr. Lynch,
Yes.
Mr. Maskell,
yes,
Mayor Davis.
Yes,
So we'll have to remember to continue to bring it up at these meetings as well to remind folks. And I'm also going to take this moment to remind everyone that we do have the holiday badges available. They are limited supply and we're about halfway through. So if you haven't gotten those for your stocking stuffers or your family who are difficult to purchase for, make sure you stop by the municipal building and pick up your Christmas badges. I have resolution 224, 2020. This is authorizing an executive session today to discuss items of personnel. I anticipate being in the executive session about 45 minutes and no formal action will be taken. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
all right,
Opposed? Okay, so I'm going to move you into,
Jerry, just to be clear, we will take action in the meeting. There's no formal action being taken in the closed session.
correct.
Yeah.
I'm going to move the members of council into the breakout room and we'll go from there.
okay.
I wonder if people are really still here. It's just their icon.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh, there's one.
All right, guys.
Okay. It says there's 19 participants.
I think that's what there was before.
Yep, so they stuck around.
We are reconvening the public session at 5:03. At this point, I have a consent agenda. All matters listed under item consent agenda are considered to be routine by the municipal council and will be enacted by one motion in the form listed. Any items requiring expenditure supported by a certification of availability of funds, and any item requiring discussion will be removed from the consent agenda and discussed separately. All consent agenda items will be reflected in full in the minutes. Resolution 225s, acknowledging and approving employment contracts for Dean Cleland, Mark Frieda, and John Booth. 226, approving a generator sharing agreement with AT&T. 227, returning remaining off-duty police detail escrow. Resolution 228, refunding tax overpayments. And Resolution 233, accepting Beach Haven police officers' contract from 2021 through 2024.
Would anybody like to remove any of these for further discussion?
Not I.
Nobody does, so is there a motion to approve the resolutions within the consent agenda?
Motion to approve.
You?
Second?
Are
Is
you
there a
my
second?
second?
I'll second it if there isn't. Okay.
Thank you. Mr. Allen,
Yes.
Mrs. Baumiller,
yes.
Mr. Lynch.
He must be muted. He's muted.
Yes, Mr. Lynch.
Tom,
I'm unmuted now. Yeah, I say yes.
okay.
Okay, Mr. Maskell,
Yes,
Mayor Davis.
Yes,
Okay, I have a bill list this evening in the amount of $320,790.10. I know, Nancy, you had some questions about some of the legal bills that were on the bill list for tonight, and I did take a look at those, and I did send some of those details out to you. A majority of those expenses were in connection with the Goldman litigation, the abatement challenge, 500 North Bay, and at the end, doing some work to try to get these COA units moving along so we could get the residents in.
right. I thank you for that. It was very helpful.
Hmm.
Some of it was also for the Coast Guard station.
Hmm.
Any other
other
questions
questions for the bills?
regarding the bills?
no, I've had a chance to review the bills as presented. Would like to make a motion to approve.
You?
Second,
Thank you. Mr. Allen,
Yes.
Baumiller,
Yes.
Mr. Lynch,
yes.
Mr. Maskell,
Yes,
Mayor Davis.
Yes,
Okay, at this time, I'd like to just open the floor for a general discussion on the feelings of the continued outdoor dining. Right now, you may be aware that the Division of ABC is allowing the holders of the COVID licenses to renew. I'm trying to pull that paperwork out right now. The COVID-19 permits are set to expire November 30th of this year. And they'll begin to renew those permits with municipal approval, which goes through myself and the chief. And the renewed permits will be good until March 31st, 2021. And then we'll have to take another look at that. I do have Rob Zarco on the meeting. He would like to discuss some of his ideas moving forward. And then the council, we can discuss what your thoughts are going forward. Rob, are you there? You can unmute yourself.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, there you are. Go ahead.
All right, let me,
So Rob Zarco is from Ship Bottom Brewery.
thank you for having me on. I appreciate it. I really want to thank the council and the citizens of Beach Haven this year for letting Ship On and Brewery use the field. I don't know how our business would have survived without the field. It was a big asset for us to keep us in business. We weren't able to open inside at all. We still haven't opened inside since I think March 15th or 17th. So this is the only way that we're conducting business now. We have filed for an extension of the premise until March 31st. That has been approved by the ABC. We're just trying to be creative.
See if you can hear. I can't do it. I can't do it. Never done it on that stupid ass thing.
Who's
What?
that?
That, it's somebody that's not muted in the audience.
Okay, so we filed and we
Sorry,
got approved by the ABC, no problem. And we're just trying to figure out creative ways to keep our business running all year. I don't know what's going to happen during the winter months if we're going to have to shut our tent down. We want to be safe about it. We want to make sure that we have sides open. We don't want to bring the inside outdoors. That's not our intention, but we want to conduct business and make sure that we're profitable. We would like to have the same kind of setup, maybe make something more permanent this spring and summer coming up. And that's what I wanted to bring in front of council to kind of start discussing this and see if there's a way that we could work with the town. They worked with us in the past, like I just talked about, and we would like to continue that. I think it was good for the town too. It had a really good feel when people were walking around the beer garden. I don't think there were any issues at all that we encountered with the police or our participants of the beer garden. So I kind of wanted to open that up and see if we could start discussions around what we could do to kind of extend this for next year for 2021.
What did you mean more permanent?
Well, the thought was the field doesn't drain that great. So, talking this over a little bit, if we were able to even pave part of that section with, 6x9 pavers or something to make it a little bit more usable instead of just having a muddy field would be
Is
outstanding.
it muted? I'm asking you, is it
Who
muted?
is that? Jeez, my goodness.
It's,
Please remain on mute until you're called on. Thank you. Sorry, Rob, go ahead.
No, that's all right. So the idea was to maybe do some pavers. I'm pricing that out now to see what the cost would be to pave the area that we're using now. And then, basically have that for the town when we're not using the field.
And Rob, we're talking about just a kind of an extension of that sidewalk area, that it would go from, from north to south.
Yeah, kind of where we're at right now with the tent, and then we have some space outside there. So originally we were approved for an area just 30 by 30, and that was for 25% of our occupancy. Since we never did that, we had a little bit bigger area that was approved. So we were looking at what we have now is probably around a 60 by 60 area. We can kind of manufacture or scale this however you want us to scale this area and configure it the way you want us to configure it. If we did something with pavers, we would set up not a tent, but basically have little tables with umbrellas. We would still need some kind of fencing, like doing fencing like we have now, but have something that would be a little bit more permanent in place, where it would be not a structure, but just more of a hard surface for the ground instead of having the field be muddy.
How would you handle it on days when that field is being utilized for a special event like Chowder Fest?
We would have to move. So Chowderfest, the only thing we would ask on that is if we could be part of that and set up a stand somewhere else.
Well, we couldn't guarantee that since it's
No, I know.
not our event, but
Yeah, and that would be up to me to sell that to whoever's event that is, and then allow that space to be used for a Chowderfest.
what if it was proposed, Rob, that the paver area, if it's constructed, be allowed to be utilized by other businesses in the area? Like, let's just say, for example, Bistro, if they wanted to have a menu available, would there be the opportunity for kind of a shared space?
I think as long as we had it fenced in, there would be an opportunity for a shared space. I'd have to go through ABC approval on there. The ABC before didn't let us partner with food vendors. It was kind of a weird rule that they had in place. But due to this pandemic, they've actually encouraged breweries to reach out to restaurants to partner to kind of help each other be in business. So I would think they would be in favor of it, but I would have to propose it in front of the ABC.
Okay. Any member of council want to weigh in on this or talk about their feelings on the outdoor dining and how you think it went this past summer?
Well, I'll weigh in a little bit. I think it went well. I liked it. I agree. I felt people, there was sort of a great vibe around Beach Haven, people sitting outside. It made everybody, I didn't see any problems. I'd have to listen to what the police have to say. That would be critical. But I thought it was, I thought Beach Haven functioned very well. And people seemed to behave themselves, and it was fun seeing people enjoying life outdoors. So I would love to see an extension of this. I think what we're talking about here is a little more complex. I mean, I think if we do allow continued dining outside, it has to be, everybody has to have the same opportunities, such as we try to do this year. I like the idea of making sure that, if you have a brewery outside, you have a restaurant with the ability to get food again. I'm not, I think when you talk about, I realize there's a problem with the fields, and I think there's ways we can deal with it, but I don't like the idea of paving it. So I think we need to look at some other ways we can make it less mushy. But I think we should continue looking. I think this COVID thing is going to go on longer. I think we will eventually get it, but I don't think it's going to happen overnight. So I think we need to think in terms of doing this in the future. So that's my feeling.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of share Nancy's sentiment. I think the restaurants are one segment of the economy that's having a real hard time with this, just based on the nature of their business. So anything we can do to continue to support them is great. And I'm all for it. But I'm kind of reluctant to put pavers down on the field back there. I think that we need to explore other options to try and make that a more stable ground for Ship Bottom Brewery. And I think it'd be great if you guys could partner with Bistro, if the ABC would allow that. I think that would be a benefit for both of you.
Yeah, Dan and Nancy, I totally agree with you about the solution. I mean, it doesn't have to be pavers. It just has to be something that, there was days where it was really bad with mud, and I was actually embarrassed when people were walking in with white little Ked sneakers and they were just full of mud. If there's something we could do, I'm open to any suggestions and willing to work this out in any way. And I appreciate, everybody helping out with this. Again, I don't think we'd be in business at this point now if we didn't have this past spring and summer. So thank you so much.
Well, to me, it was wonderful. I'd ride my bike by there and I see people out having a good time, enjoying a beer and conversation. And it made me feel like the world was still functioning the way it should.
Mhm.
And I didn't see anybody really misbehaving that much. It was really delightful.
Thank you.
Any other member of council want to weigh in on this?
I think the
Chuck, well-
shared,
Oh.
I think the shared idea is a good idea. I think that's something that is reality right now. Again, I'll repeat what Nancy and Dan said. I'm concerned a little bit about the pavers, but I'm sure we can figure something out to help. We're here to help. That's important. But I think the shared idea and expansion there would be probably received in a very, very positive fashion. I just think we have to take a very closer look at the pavers and see what we could come up with as far as some avenues. That's me. Okay.
Chuck?
Yeah, I just like to say that I think that the whole outside dining concept helped all of our bars and restaurants to as much as it possibly could. Not that there was any perfect solution, because there certainly wasn't, but I would like to see the outdoor dining continued. My only concern on the field is going to be, of course, getting the agreement with the Chamber of Commerce. But Rob's pretty smooth guy, pretty sure he can pull it off. So let's say good luck.
Jamie?
As far as continued outdoor dining, I'm glad that the ABC has taken the initiative to move the deadline to March 31st now, because the restaurants definitely need it. The ones that are continuing to do the outdoor tents with their very innovative with their heating apparatuses out there in the outdoor tents. They're doing what they can, and everybody's doing what they can to survive. So I will continue to visit those establishments with my winter clothes on. And as far as the field is concerned, I tend to agree that we have to look for different solutions rather than paving. The area, I also enjoyed the beer garden. It had a great atmosphere. People were bringing in food there. So they were taking in food from the gazebo. They were taking in food from Bistro. They were taking food from Bay Village Pizza and bringing it in. So they were, helping other businesses as well. The field, that area is shot. So we're going to have to do something about it anyway. It's the sod is totally, no longer there. So I'd like to keep this discussion ongoing to see, but as far as a more permanent structure after March 31st would have to be just more discussions. We'll have to see, but with the paving, I'm not exactly, for yet.
Yeah, and that's kind of when I talked to Sherry about this a couple weeks ago, and Jim, I wanted to bring this up now because we have plenty of time in the off season, and I figure we could work together to find a solution that would work for everybody.
Yeah, definitely. Rob, I'm glad that your business survived, and I'm thrilled that it succeeded and it was profitable for everyone. And you brought a lot of happiness to people during these times, and, we'll continue to support you in every which way that we can. So let's just keep the conversation, moving forward.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You have the chief of police on the call. Jim, would you like to just weigh in on your thoughts from the summer?
We had no problems down there. There was no problem with traffic. There was no problem with pedestrians. They kept it clean, and we didn't have any complaints.
Jim, how about other places where we had outdoor dining? Were there any, was it pretty across the board as far as policing went with other places in town with outdoor?
Yeah, it definitely worked well. Everybody was, any small issues that we had, people modified, so that it worked for everybody. They were just happy to have the space outside, so they were pretty easy to work with.
Great, that's good to know.
Yeah, Jim didn't have any issues, but he still would not entertain closing any streets or allowing any of that. And the only thing that he did have a little bit of issue with was some of the curbside parking that we assigned, the curbside pickup spots, that some of the business owners were using that as their own private parking. And we had some issues with that, but we worked through them.
Yeah, and I think we need to look at the whole town. We can't just, focus on Ship Bottom Brewery. I think it's great that Ship Bottom Brewery is doing this, and I love it. But I think we have to think of everything and work through these issues and come up with even better solutions of how we can help businesses continue to be successful.
Yeah, so this discussion with Rob's kind of opened the door for us to continue to talk now and maybe pull out all these outdoor seating applications that we did this year and review them and kind of prepare ourselves for what's going to happen into next spring.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So is there any other council members want to speak to this issue? Otherwise, we'll go to a public comment. Anybody? Okay, so I'm going to open the floor to public comment. So if anybody in the public wants to speak, raise your electronic hand or somehow let Sherry know that you want to speak. And all right,
Just a second.
I'm looking.
If you would like to weigh in, please raise an electronic hand or wave like this for us.
I don't see any electronic hands going up. I don't see,
None.
are there none? I mean, if you want to speak, you could unmute yourself and yell, I want to speak.
Yes,
Okay, Jay.
State your name and address for the record.
Jay Cranmer, Dock Road, Beach Haven. Been here for a few years. When I saw the agenda posted, I thought that this was going to be a discussion about outdoor dining for next year.
Mhm.
Because those of us in business, well, this year we had to adjust in weeks or very short terms. Going into next year, we'd like to have, I think, the ability to plan how we're going to run our businesses. And right now, of course, none of us really know.
Mhm.
One of the things from my point of view that was pleasantly surprising, and I have not talked to anybody else in the restaurant business. I think that what I saw, whether it was at Parker's or Black Whale or Bird and Betty's or Our Place, any of the others, I thought that we showed the public, the town, that people coming to Beach Haven enjoy outside dining. And that while all of us have had concerns about parking, it wasn't that big a deal. And we got through the year, obviously not as well as we would have liked compared to the prior year, but the outdoor dining was a very pleasant surprise. Whether it was, and people just enjoyed it. And I think that it was one of those situations that became obvious to us that, well, parking still remains an issue. It's not that critical an issue. And I would say, well, I can't speak for the other restaurant owners in town. I think that we all would like to have an opportunity to continue our outdoor dining, using our parking areas, putting tents up. With more time available to prepare, we can do an even better job with the landscaping, creating comfortable atmospheres for our patrons, be they the locals or visitors to town. And we really need to have a sense from the Borough Council is, where are you?
Yes, that's
is
why
this
we
something-
started this discussion, so that we could start those discussions now and work through the issues.
Good, because I think that it would be good for all of us. I think it would be a great thing for the community at large. I mean, I'm not prepared to speak about, well, let me just leave it at that. I think that I would like to see you all give favorable consideration to us using parking areas, sidewalk areas. We didn't use sidewalks. We didn't need to because we had enough other capacity. Others may need to, but I think for all of us to have outdoor dining, it's a wonderful thing. I don't know how much longer we can last going into the winter months. This ABC stuff of letting us go to March 31st, to me, is almost nonsense. It's starting to get cold, and Americans aren't quite as hardy as the Europeans, who will put on their fur coats and eat on January 15th in sub-zero temperatures. We're more concerned with how we do in the summertime. And having outdoor dining would be a wonderful plus. And if you limit us to our normal occupancy, I for one can live with that. And let us be creative. Let us create an atmosphere here that will attract more people to Beach Haven. Thank you.
Thanks, Jay. Any other member of the public like to speak? Please raise your electronic hand.
I don't see anybody.
Anyone else like to be heard? You can unmute yourself and just have, state your name.
I don't see anybody, so I'm gonna
Seeing
close, nobody, I'll close the floor to public comment. So
Okay.
we have, unless there's somebody, is there, do you see anybody, Sherry?
No,
Okay, so we have final remarks by council. Do we want to, anybody want to start with a final remark?
Chuck will.
Okay, Chuck.
See my hand waving?
Yes, I do. I see you.
No.
Just first want to wish everybody a happy and a healthy Thanksgiving. We have some of our most wonderful borough ex councilmen and current councils spouses that have been going through some hard times, and I'd like to just ask you to say a prayer for Mrs. Caxton, Mr. Davis, and Mr. Lambert. So I wish you all a happy and a healthy Thanksgiving, and try and stay within your bubble. My family is actually doing a Facebook Thanksgiving. So we'll try to adhere to the World Health Organization suggestions to stay within our bubble, and I hope you all will too. And we look forward to seeing you, well, December, I guess, 2 more meetings. Okay. And that's all for me.
I'll
Thank
go
you.
next. Oh, I'll go.
Okay, Amy.
Sorry. I just wanted to just respond to Jay Cranmer that Jay, moving forward into 2021, which I know that we're all ready for 2021, that especially with the new council coming on, I think it's, a very good idea and a suggestion that we do, plan early for 2021 with the outdoor dining, which, as far as 2020 went, it went smooth. Like Chief said, we didn't have any complaints. So, moving forward, I think more people are going to want to go outside next summer, especially. So that is definitely something that is all on our mind to definitely meet way before, March 31st to come together and to continue this discussion for outdoor dining. Because I do agree that it is a very positive thing, and it was a very positive thing for Beach Haven. And so thank you for bringing that to light again. And that will be an ongoing conversation. Other than that, I wish everyone a happy and healthy Thanksgiving to, as much as we can deal with this different type of Thanksgiving. I hope that everybody is healthy and stays safe. Thank you.
Thank you. I agree. Tom?
Yes, I'd just like to wish everybody a very safe holiday, Thanksgiving, and be safe and be careful. The weather is starting to change a little bit, so we're starting to get a little bit of the cold weather coming in. Excuse me?
No, Tom, nothing. Sorry.
Okay. I just wish everybody a very happy Thanksgiving, a healthy one, and look forward to a new year, and look forward to, some things to be done, as Jay said, and I think it'll be some good ideas. So whatever we have to do, we'll do. We're a very resilient town and we always seem to manage the right things. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Tom. Dan?
Sure. Yeah, I'd like to wish everybody a happy and healthy Thanksgiving. One other thing that I think, we can make people more aware of is the fire company's doing a raffle right now to help raise funds because they missed out pretty bad with their block party as far as raising finance year coming. So get your raffle tickets. And I think going forward, the outside dining, the more we can do to help these businesses, the better. Especially if we're still going to be under a restriction next summer. And again, have a happy and safe Thanksgiving, and we'll see what happens next. 2020's been great so far.
Thanks, Dan. And I'll just say thank everybody for being here today and making Beach Haven such a wonderful place. And I also want to thank and congratulate Colleen Lambert and Chris Rutherford on their appointments to the council. I'm looking forward to working with you. And we have a great council and a great town, and we will continue to make it even greater. So stay safe and enjoy these beautiful days we've had. They've just been amazing. So take some time to walk on the beach or go out in the bay. All righty, see you soon.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
All in favor, aye.
Thank
Aye.
you. Have a good one.
Bye.
Happy
Bye.
Thanksgiving, everyone.
Bye-bye.